Hello, wonderful people who travel this beautiful planet called Earth. I know all of us might not be beautiful on the inside, but I pray that we will try today on this wonderful Saturday, Semende, the 19th, July 2025. I'm not sure which channel I'm going to use because, some of my channels have been hijacked. Like, my Bella Bella 1212. And there were others. And then I have frames from my lens. I'm not sure if I'm going to put it on there because when I download my video, it mysteriously does not get downloaded. I see it downloading, and then it says failed. So, I'm not sure if they're trying to shadow ban that channel and make me stay on identify different hashtag 1850. I'm not sure, but what y'all do need to do is just leave my channel alone. But now, anyway, I was just, as I reflect on the late, great, honorable Mrs. Henrietta Lacks and her beautiful daughter, to whom I don't think was at all crazy. I believe her name was Elsie Lacks. Now, I was trying to figure out why so many people here look at me weird and strange, and some know me but act like they don't tell me how they know me, but in my spirit I just feel like they know me, but I don't know them or recognize them because perhaps I don't know, Crownsville Psychiatric Hospital. I didn't know it was in this area once upon a time. So maybe some of the locals who used to work there are like in shock. Because, if I am a stolen child and then I have parents that I knew as parents that were trying to label me as crazy, does it have something to do with this area? And does Crownsville Hospital have anything to do with? I'm glad it shut down. Hallelujah. But I'm just saying because I'm still curious as to where what's going on with my truth. But the truth is, I'm confident that I know thyself. That I'm far from crazy. Far from that, yes. I'm confident in myself because being homeless or displaced from a home setting can be very difficult if you never have been in it before. And I never have been in this situation before. And for a family to say, oh, she's crazy, she can't care for herself, she can't do blah, blah, blah. Well, hell, I've been out here doing it since you illegally evicted me, socially engineered it, by the way. So, if I was so insane, I would have fell by the wayside by now and been in a coffin like y'all have been trying to put me in. But lo and behold, I'm still here looking beautiful as a displaced individual, first from the inside and then outwardly. And that's what's bothering a lot of you and a lot of locals because of something that you perhaps did, and now you're faced with looking at me thriving as a displaced individual because you lied, you did something despicable, I forgive you, but I mean, not but, because that takes back. However, I'm worried about your mental capacity now because yeah, I Googled Crownsville and it said I wasn't that far from it. So I'm like, wow. I might have to go check out uh, the place. Maybe go by there. It may spark a memory or two. I don't know. It may rattle my cage, and I might remember something. I don't know, but um, what I do know is when I keep reflecting back to this particular family, and if I really don't remember being here, how does so many people know me? Um, how is my family dynamic back in Florida and exes or classmates having such a profound effect on the people here to try to shun me or treat me indifferent if I do not have some type of ties here. That's interesting, isn't it? I mean, I guess y'all got some explaining to do to my Abaya up in the sky. I don't know. Was I ever there, Sandra? Was I at this particular hospital? I mean, I'm just trying to figure out what's going on here. Now I got some cars doing donuts behind me, turning around. Y'all heard all that noise, right? Yes, somebody's upset. I would imagine, some of the people that work there, they may still be alive, some of them. But that's neither here nor there. That's water under the bridge. I am here. I love me. And I deserve to be here. So whatever you did in the past, I guess Elohim wants you to face it in 2025 because I'm still alive and well. I am going to be thriving once everything is disclosed, which I declare and decree is mine. So I want it, and it will be coming to me, whether you want it to or not, Sandra and them. And, to the doppelganger, shame on you trying to discredit my character or appropriate misappropriate my name and my good nature so that you can try to step in my shoes. Say what now? And then something just hit me. Someone with two children, a girl and a boy. I hope it's not Nikki. But anyway, let me keep going. How they made one of my children disappear, which left me with a girl and a boy. So you see what I'm going here, the parallel, I mean, something's wrong with y'all. I think Crownsville, the second need to open up, and all of y'all need to be admitted because something is definitely not computing upstairs at all. And then, my spirit is telling me that, if someone is trying to emulate me, wants to be me, have you gone through what I've gone through out here on these streets? Being displaced, being stolen from, being manipulated on every hand. When I try to utilize the resources for homeless people, they try to give me some type of hassle, some type of feedback they try to do because I guess that's what they were told to do, to try to, agitate me or whatnot. But how many of us know that what you do to one, the Most High can make happen to you. I mean, it has been said on national TV that we are all, but not me because I'm not working, because I'm being kept from that. And if I do find a job, you go there and you pay my supervisors and co-workers to harass me. So that will be a problem for me to comfortably work, because you create a hostile environment trying to trigger someone, like how they've had in the past history of someone going to the job and doing what they do because you have harassed them too, and so they came there to pay some reciprocity. But see, that's not me. I just let my Abba Yah and my angels and my ancestors handle my foes, because I want nothing to do with prison, jail, or going to court trying to clear my name for smacking the hell out of somebody or putting you 6 feet under. So do you understand that? See, I'm not crazy. I'm not trying to be locked up like you're trying to get me locked up. No, that's something that y'all must go through, because you lied on paperwork. You did it by a phone call. You bribed people, and further, you stole. And then on top of that, you're trying to actively take control of my life by cloning my phone. That is insane, and it is a hideous insanity, a very intrusive insanity that is murderous. So therefore, something needs to be done with all of you, because I am not a child. I am of sound mind, body, and spirit. I have discovered what you were trying to do to me, and so therefore you're still trying to act obscene and spew out obscenities about me to others, or you're practicing dark witchery, Wicca, whatever, voodoo, Santeria, jar magic, cemetery, dirt, whatever you do, which is very sickening. And I'm so glad that the Most High is always, and I do declare and decree always, returning it back to each one of you who send it my way. Period. So, if I'm perceiving a thing correct, uh, I mean, my goodness, griefus, you people, after you that hospital is known for electric shock. Now, when I had my MRI, I don't know what all that was right there. I don't even know what this is right here, this little bump. Sandra, I don't know if you was knocking me upside my forehead. I don't know. But, what you all have done, I do forgive you, because you do have an issue. However, what I am very ecstatic about is that the things you put me through, or are trying to put me through, never took root to my heart, and I pray that it never will. I pray that I walk on this earth as a vessel that exemplifies who the Most High is and always will be. Like I said, the Most High has a shadow, but in the Bible that could be doctored up and reworded in some cases, in some scripture. For the most part, he always talks about walking in the glorious light, being upstanding, not letting sin, meaning wickedness, take over you, because it just might cause you to do things that will put you in a place that you cannot recover. Do not let money greed take over you because it is um, sinful, right? And so a lot of you have been captivated by the MONEY, the greenbacks, and living some type of lavish life that you didn't earn uprightly. So you thought it not robbery to um, collude to a pyramid scheme that is now encroaching upon your livelihood. Now, isn't it? So, don't get mad at me because I have favor for you to see me in living color, see what you have lied on, and to come to the realization that it is over. You cannot go around being a bully, a murderer, a thief, and think that the Most High is not going to bring balance, straightway, and straighten it out for somebody, others, perhaps. No, not perhaps. Others, truthfully, because I believe, I'm confident, I know that the Most High is going to bring balance in this situation. Some people, you all, may have possibly truly murdered, but somehow I am thinking now that since you all are on this fraudulent scheme of committing life insurance fraud and then going to have plastic surgery, Miss Ayala, to change your face and then, change your whole family dynamic. Don't even mention the ones, unless they change their name too. But anyway, doing things like that. Wow. So the Most High had to step in because how could a single human being fight you all physically? Because some of you have that long money for now. Um, like I said, the Most High must bring balance. The universe must bring balance. So everything has a season, and I do believe I stand in my power. It is my sovereign power and authority, and knowing that it is now my season to be crowned with the Most High's favor for my life and to gain back what was lost and to take back my rightful place that no one else should have even thought that they can even replace. And then for you to now be in what we say is the first shall be last and the last shall be first. Well, you wanted me in last place, but now I am going to be in first place. And some of you are going to lose your placement for this foolishness that you have done. Forgive me. The MK Ultra programming, that is something so brutal. Was it done at Crownsville Hospital and other hospitals too? I mean, I don't know. I'm just saying that program is so brutal to the body of a person, and it makes me reflect back in history with the enslavement of people that look like me. Can you imagine being hit with a whip that is fitted for an animal, a horse whip? But I mean, I don't even think a horse should be hit with that. But to break the skin of a human being and not think anything of it, that's some craziness going on in your head. And then you can sit there and treat your dog and treat it with filet mignon, take it to the vet and treat it like it's better than the human being that has the skin tone of me or anybody else in this particular group that thought that skin color mattered. No, it's the soul of a man that matters to the Most High. The Most High was infuriated with the melanated people because of sins like what my family is contributing to by trying to ruin my character and to take me off the face of this earth because of greed. By doing malicious things like you're doing and mis and misrepresenting what Elohim is to us. And then I say all of us. But what Elohim means to, he said, the Jews are my people, right? So, how you all just misrepresent your own selves by being so diabolical, using spiritual gifts and knowledge to ruin another person. Now, I do believe that we should acknowledge the Ten Commandments because they are pillars for us to recognize as individuals when it comes to living neighborly with one another. So, when you do things like what this family has done to me, I thank God that everything that you all's depraved mind and callous heart, 2 Timothy 3, I believe, speaks about that men will become lovers of their own self, love money more than care about the well-being of someone, will become callous and just do heinous things and not think nothing of it. You would love the money and what it could do for you, which some of you have achieved that. Like I said, you socially engineered me to be displaced from my home. You attacked me in various ways with an energy weapon, with attacking my car by trying to intentionally get me in a auto accident in hopes that it will take me out, take me off of this earth. However, the Most High has a different plan for me as for you. So, when it's time to pay the piper, which is now, I decree and declare it to be, I decree and declare that my complaints to the FBI, to these agencies that I have complained to, they are recognizing me as innocent. And your witchcraft, I renounce, cancel, reject, and may it be the same applicable for those who work in the judicial system and who are looking into my allegations against you, which is truthful and not falsified like some of you have done to place me on an FBI watch list. I'm not even a chemist. I don't own a gun. I've never been arrested. I have been in the company, stood in the face of officers, and they have, asked me for my ID. And if there was anything against me that you could rightfully arrest me for, I'm not sure why I am still free. I know why I'm still free, because it's all lies, it's fabricated, it's made up. So, when someone has a strong mind and spirit, you cannot sway them to go, oh, let me go try crack today. Man, I see what crack did when it came out to whole families. As a child, It messed up communities. It messed up the parent that I knew as father. He was on crack. So why would I want to do that? Like Whitney Houston said, it's whack. However, she also experienced her own demise with the use of drugs, illicit drugs. So, you know, I have a strong belief that if you are doing anything that causes another person to act out of character, whether by socially engineering them out of their normal environment or selling them something or putting something on them, I believe in universal law that it shall come back to you 7 ways worse. That is written in the Bible, where it says, if you don't clean up your house, when you think that you're free and clear of something that you prayed and asked God to get rid of, some type of attack that was attacking your mental state, your spirit, your home, or whatever. When that demon walks away from you at that particular time, and then he comes back with 7 more because you didn't do the work to clean your vessel up, to straighten up, to start walking in your higher self, and your higher self will tell you, I should not mistreat this individual. I should not be a wicked gatekeeper when you're working in some type of position and I come there for a service that your office renders, but yet you give me sour service like they did Yeshua HaMashiach, who is my predecessor and yours too. When he asked for some water, instead they gave him something sour, vinegar, that dries you up, not hydrates you. So, I mean, like that energy weapon, when you used that on me, that was not cool. You were really trying to oust me, harm me. And what kind of individuals who we walk around, who clean up real good, have on their dress, they suit, have on the finest gear, but that heart that we cannot see, what's on their mind, we might can see because of some of their actions, like some of you. What you have done is very disturbing, and when it comes out for the masses to know, and I decree and declare that it will, and it should, because we do not need to let our little ones grow up and not know about the diabolical things that could happen to them or around them. They need to be aware of people like you, because I'm going to say it's only a few, but there's also others out there in the world that I probably would never meet in this lifetime, because the world is so big and vast. But you all who have done such a thing, I think it is worthy to be noted that this type of thing exists, and to let people protect themselves from such diabolical things. I mean, if you can sell a Wicca board in the store, certainly you could and you should, and it is the responsibility of our airwaves, if you want to put out news, because this is news. This is worthy for the masses to know how to act, what to be aware of, what the Creator will reprimand you for, whether it be a good reprimand Well, reprimand means a punishment, so no. Uh, you can get reprimanded or you can get celebrated through the favor of the Most High. So, you know, again, I believe in the saying of many now. Once a person show you who they are, believe them. I don't need to give you a third time to do anything. I do believe in first and 2nd. Because the first time, something might be wrong with you. You might be having a problem. Depending on what it is you did, right? If it's worth stepping into the legal ramifications of it. And this is worth being treated and tried in the legal system, because what you all have done is the worst kind of bullying. It reflects a new advance because you're using tech, um, enslavement from history, except it does not show on me physically like you wanted to, like you lied and say I'm doing this, I'm sick with a STD. Not so. Thank you, Most High. I mean, I can think of the things that you probably already had on your mind to do to me that the Most High blocked. I'm so grateful. I am humbled by this experience to know that there are some people who can look. Oh, which brings me in the mind, like Jeffrey Dahmer. He doesn't look like he's a murderer. What's the other one name? That was a serial killer. Um, oh, his name. I can see his face just as clear. Um, Ted Bundy. Yeah, he didn't look like a serial killer, right? So that's why we cannot base things on the outward appearance. That's why I say, Abiyah, please make me beautiful from the inside out. Inside first, and then the outer. Because the inside of man, the Bible says what comes out of the mouth of a man is an identifier of who they are. And yes, when I get upset, I do use profanity. And I do that. And I am so glad when I calm down, my countenance comes back to its rightful place where I could walk in my uprightness. Not saying that is not, in some instances, is not cool to be using profanity, but we all do when we're upset. So, it is what it is. But, however, I'm just glad that it does not take root in my heart like some of you. Some of you need to examine your heart because it has definitely gotten you in a pickle. It is that sour vinegar that is going to wrap around you until you do right by me and give me back what's rightfully mine. My good name, my things, my freedom to walk this earth. You don't get to suppress me because I didn't do anything to you but live and live uprightly. And that's what some of you are also mad about. And like I said, it's the heart, baby. It's the heart. You're not me, I'm not you. I'm not trying to be anyone else but me, because it is hard being me and keeping myself in check so that I get exemplified and exude everything that the Creator wanted me to be. It's starting to rain, so hold on. Everything that the Creator wants me to be in totality of who I was created to be, right? So, like I say, I'm very grateful for lessons learned. But I say to those who don't want to stand in their own self, that is like telling the Most High that He made a mistake when He formed you in a woman's womb to exit that womb to come out to this earth, and then you say, I want to be her, I want to be him, I want to change this about me. I'm not saying that there's anything wrong with plastic surgery, unless, like you people, you are trying to do plastic surgery because of deeds that you did in the past and trying to frame me for it. So you went and changed your whole face after you committed crimes and said it was I who did it, and that's why you wanted me to be locked up in that room like Crownsville Hospital 2 in y'all depraved mind. If I'm in this room and y'all out here doing crimes, and then sooner or later we're going to send the cops to your door. They're going to knock on your door, see your face that matches the face that was in the crime. Child, y'all thought y'all was doing it big, didn't you? But who is bigger and badder than all of us? Who is it? I know who is. The one who formed you in a woman's womb, right? And allowed you to come out, and then you still didn't get it right. So anyway, I ain't got nothing to do with that, because I don't want your karma, your punishment that is going to come, okay? So, and like this lesson here, I haven't been perfect, because none of us are in this flesh, because flesh can get messy sometimes. And, like when I'm getting mad, I have to, I'm so glad that the Holy Spirit grabs me back, right? Because when you get angry, you are in another realm. And I know some of you are trying to trigger me, but thank you, Most High. Don't let them trigger me like they want to. But when I do get angered, I do the right thing. And I speak it into existence, what outcome should be, uprightly, righteously. And I call judgment on a person, place, or thing uprightly that needs it. Okay? So, anyway, all I can say is, y'all need to examine yourself. Don't keep coming for me. It's not going to be well with you, because my ancestors is everywhere. I even have obtained favor with some of y'all ancestors because of the wackadoodle things y'all do. So, it's all gravy over here, because I know that the Most High must make things right. As a matter of fact, I had the pleasure of running across someone's channel earlier. I believe her name is Kim Arts, and I have watched her from time to time, and some things she speaks on resonate, and like any other channel, some does not apply to me, or I don't pick it up because it does not serve me. I'm not saying that what she says is good or bad. I just recognize what she said. If the Most High does not straighten a mess, a thing that is wrong, then he is not the Most High, and that will mean Satan, who was already kicked out, to run the air, the world, for a season. I do believe that season is coming to a head. So wherever you find yourself, hopefully on the right side with Elohim, dwelling with the Most High, seeking refuge with Yeshua HaMashiach, so you can be safe when that wrath comes, because everybody must face what you have done, face your demons. I'm a whole human being. I do not need you foes to be trying to control me or take from me, okay? And I do need our judicial system, our senators, politicians, to recognize that some laws need to be added, some laws need to be redacted, and some addendums need to be made against people who are wicked gatekeepers. Even some jobs really do need to enact policies for employees because somebody wasn't being watched when I was working 15 and a half years. Or it's just a lot of corruption. I believe it's both. But unfortunately, some things need to be enacted where when you are employed, you're going to be watched. That's what AI is really showing us. And it is probably a good thing that happens. Especially when it comes to restaurants, knowing what I experience, right? Being a victim of random stalking and harassment and being tracked and followed everywhere I go. So it's not conducive or wise for me to really patronize restaurants because when I do, things like I posted before, they do something to my food, if not something very diabolical, as we have seen on different shows where I believe there was a show where it showed about restaurant treatment and how bad or how poor people can act behind closed doors and spit in your food, put whatever in your food, and over season your food, especially like you all. You know my medical history, and you try to redact that and put what you wanted in there, and you tell these restaurants to do certain things to my food that could cause me a reaction. But look at the Most High who fixes it every time you do that silly stuff. See, so a lot of people need to be watched. You want to be patronized, you want to be an entrepreneur, but we have people like this who could potentially mess up things if new laws or new things do not be put in place to watch you. If you're going to act like a little child, then you need to be watched. Not in the bathroom stalls like some of you have done to try to put me on the dark web when I'm in a bathroom, because I have to go to different places to try to keep my body clean. And so here you go, trying to see what I do on a day-to-day basis to put your camera in there to record me without my knowledge, like you did when I was dating, living in my private rental space, and you put cameras in there without my knowledge or consent, and you're using it making money off of me in a diabolical way. See how, I mean, tech is good and it can be bad. So, some laws just need to be put in place for public spaces. Like I've noticed in libraries, there's cameras everywhere. Now, I could feel some type of way about that, but because of what I am experiencing, and why I say that is, when you go to a library, you might be an inventor, right? You might have something on your mind that you're writing down. But if you have an evil gatekeeper that's watching you and stalking you, for someone like me, right? It's not even safe for me to go in the library and put down what I truly would like to write down, because someone is always trying to follow me. And, again, this Neuralink is not conducive either for you to be trying to siphon my ideas or my creativity for your own or as your own. So that definitely needs to be knocked off permanently. So, AI is good and AI is not. But because of some people's actions, when I was a dispatcher and I got a supervisor trying to manipulate or do things possibly from her computer and make like it's me, or doing things from her computer to put me on the FBI watch list, or when I go to lunch, they have a way to get on my computer and do things while I'm gone from my workstation. See what I'm saying? You have to be watched because you're like little criminal children with adult bodies that can be put in adult prison, even though you act like a little child. So, that's just something to think about, business owners, because like if they perfect the robot thing, which I'm not advocating that. Robots are good in its own perspective. However, unless you're going to supply everybody's needs by giving them housing, food, paying their utilities, I don't know how you're going to try to implement robots and take up jobs, and then you have people without a job. What are they supposed to do? Is that not like, what do you call that? There's a word I'm looking for. And it parallels red rumming, right? So, that's not conducive either. But some of us do need to be watched on our jobs, because you hold back things, or if you're told to hold back things, or if you're told to ping that person's social security number so I can keep track of what they're doing so I can block it. See what I'm saying? Some people just need to be watched, fired, some of you, right? And put somebody in place, and still that watch thing need to go in effect, because you never know when you might turn to something sinister. See, so all this that this family have done and other random people have done, you have made it where you're watching me, you should be watched, and uprightly so. It is what it is, because I should not have to be in a place, a public place, or go to a restaurant and you're back there cooking it, but yet the restaurant get a phone call, or some of you lately, because some of the gang stalkers, that's where they're working at, right? They got them on their cell phone hotline. Oh, so-and-so is there, and I want you to do this to their food. See what I'm saying? And so the restaurant owner may not know anything about it, or they may. And so you give that restaurant a bad name. Like I was somewhere where, the food is right before your eyes, but you order it and then you go to the cash register, and lo and behold, the Spirit had me turn around because well, anyway, the Spirit had me turn around to watch. And after she prepared the first order before mine, as I'm still up there paying, and then I seen her preparing mine, she decided with her work gloves on, food gloves on, to do her nose like this intentionally, then grab my food that I ordered and put it in the box. So when I walked over there, there was another coworker back there working, and she had walked off for a minute, and then she said, "Oh, here's the one that did her nose like that. There's your meal right there." I said, "No, I don't want that." And the other coworker, she was right there. She said, "Oh," I said, "Yeah, I don't want that because I saw her do something with her nose and then touch my food, so I do not want that." So, I do go to that place from time to time, and she has an attitude when she sees me. But why are you getting an attitude when you did what you did and you did it intentionally? But it will be hard for me to prove because it's a first time incident, but you did it intentionally because you all in there, some of you, have been whispering and things of that nature. Like I said, some people know me here, but I don't know them. But it's okay as long as the Most High let me see what you did. That's why I say, and that store does have cameras in it, but I don't know who's watching it, right? But if, and actually that should be treated like someone spitting on somebody if it could be proven that you intentionally tried to do that, because your bodily fluids, I don't sleep with you. I don't even kiss you. I don't want none of your body fluids on my food. Now, with all these cooking restaurants, and I think a lot of people, unless, they're just out on the road, are really turning to that because of, the Bible says there's going to be some plagues coming out, diseases, right? So when you're at a restaurant, period, you really need to take your job into consideration and not try to be diabolical, because at any day, like C-19 showed all of us, it could be closed down and you will be forced to eat at home. So don't take it too lightly, because the universe is not through with the wrath of God. So when you try to harm me, you're only putting a rush on things. Mm-hmm. So keep that in mind, especially when it deals with food, okay? Keep that on the top of your brain, especially if you are in that industry. Stop trying to harm somebody. But anyway, we're going to go ahead and go, okay? So anyway, sending out love, peace, and light. Just some gems I had on my mind, on my heart. But I'm going to go ahead and go. Okay, y'all. Peace out.